Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's a new face next to me at Studio. I am Rapid. We're getting into our third game of the evening. One of many, actually, that will feature cognitive gaming taking on LMQ Tianci iBUYPOWER. And this is the new cognitive roster. So,
well,
it's almost the new cognitive roster.
3/5 of the new cognitive roster. So, new cognitive, today was going to be their debut game. I guess they still had some issues getting the entire gang together. So, we're only seeing 3 out of 5 members. They do have 2 substitutes. I believe one is going to be at the end. Trying to look at the names as they disappear from our faces.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thien Xiao is that single drop?
I believe that's single drop.
Yeah, I want to say single drop is Thien Xiao. I've heard that association before, so probably will call him that until we are given alternative information. But X3, of course, is iKennyU. And you guys have seen a lot of iKennyU out there. Wasn't playing under X3, but he was playing on the NACC championship team from University of Washington. So, gotta say, that guy has been getting some publicity out there. It's nice to see him doing well, and tonight on the new cognitive roster featuring iKennyU, Liquid Inori, NACL, Body Drop in support, and of course Thien Xiao playing on single drop.
And, you know, they're running into another issue because they have 2 substitutes that are not on their roster. They don't get bans. And
yeah,
we've seen this happen before, but the team that didn't have bans was on blue side. So now we got the red side team, no bans, versus LMQ, a team that has run casted in the past. It was very effective, and they get first pick.
I don't think LMQ is just going to accidentally ban Cassidon in this game.
They might ban Cassidon if they have some sort of other plan, but I would expect to see a Cassidon tonight.
Yeah, I expect to see a lot of things tonight, and especially with these 2 teams playing each other twice. Yeah, no bans. It's going to make this a little bit more difficult for them. With the Pantheon, the first ban there against Liquid Inori, I have to expect that that's more kind of stylistic. LMQ, one of the team comps that they've shown a lot of struggle with recently, has been sort of the Zerg comp, where you run Sivir as an AD carry, and then you run Vi or Pantheon. But there's the Sivir ban as well. Maybe seeing a Vi ban last, but that's just the team comp they don't want to face. But it's LMQ, so they have to ban Yasuo.
Yeah, well, I like the Pantheon ban because if they do run Cassidon, that's a great counter to Cassidon. You can gank him really effectively early because he's all physical damage and a lot of it. And of course, the Sivir ban, it works with that composition, like you said. Like they're getting a lot for their money right now. The Sivir ban destroys the Zerg comp. The Pantheon ban works effectively, but is also part of that Zerg comp. And really, the thing with Zerg comps is you think you're safe, but you not only have to have wards in the river, you have to have wards deep in the enemy lane because it's so easy for someone to come out of nowhere. In Pantheon's case, you pretty much need a ward across the entire map.
Yeah, you put wards at like 5,000 range away from you, and you see him and say, he's in jump range.
All right, this is different. This is Renekton first pick, no third ban from LMQ, and no more bans from... all right.
Maybe LMQ are just like, hey, we're not going to ban anything either, because that way...
everything's open.
Everything's open. And while they only may get 1 first pick, they're going to give 2 champions away here to Cognitive. And with Liquid Inori getting basically the best jungler you can buy right now, that's going to be Elise. What is iKennyU going to grab? Because he's going up against arguably one of the best Renekton players in the world.
There is a possibility that NACL does not play Cassidon. I don't think I've seen him play Cassidon before, but he never makes it through bans, so...
It's right there, Studio. You can just click on the Cassidon button, and it's
going to be Lulu instead. NACL just might not play Cassidon.
Well, Cassidon, a lot of people don't really realize this because it's sort of like Cassidon's auto ban. It's in that place in people's minds where it's just like he's too strong, auto ban every game. He got hit with some pretty significant base damage nerfs that really don't make him quite as much of an early threat, or even into the mid game. But nobody plays Cassidon for his early or mid game anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be that late game Cassidon powerhouse, and now with the Caitlyn and Lee Sin being picked up, there's No Name is a Kha'Zix jungle. Like that Kha'Zix and Lee Sin are those are his jams, if you will. And there's almost no champions being banned out, which means that this is a little bit like playing blind pick in that you're almost guaranteed to get whatever champions you really want. 2 very strong picks taken away, though, by Cognitive, mean that LMQ, this has to be their dream team comp.
I like the Quinn being hovered over. This is pretty close to it.
Whoa,
they have
that's locked in.
All right, we got to confirm that is not a placeholder pick before we get excited about the Quinn, because no offense to Quinn, nobody picks Quinn.
Well, she's just so buggy right now.
Yeah, her skills don't work that effectively. She's a little bit random, too, when it comes to her passive. It can trigger at very bad times. I think she's an okay top laner, but she is definitely a little bit unreliable for that bot lane. So we'll go ahead and confirm that that is actually Quinn. Because if it's Quinn, let's see.
I mean, I'm okay
let's see the
with
Quinn
that.
action. Let's see what they can bust out.
It is Thien Chow, so you always have to think about that guy a little bit more than you do a lot of other people, because while I think the thing he's most well known for, rather than his actual play, is his somewhat legendary puns. So we'll have to see if he has any words of wisdom for us after this game. But you're looking at Nubby Pooh Bear. He's going to lock in the Amumu. Okay, wait.
No, that's
what?
also very confusing. Singed will still die to Renekton.
Yeah,
he can eventually cut lane, but he still has a lot of trouble early on.
Yeah, level 1, 2, 3.
It's brutal for him.
It's brutal. And if you get killed, then Renekton can just go back to base and buy a brutalizer. Then it's twice as brutal.
Yeah, it's extra brutal efficiency. And you know what could be happening, and this is something funny, but you mentioned it. Kassadin's on perma-pick, perma-ban generally, but more perma-ban, especially in solo queue. So if there's someone like Nubby Pooh Bear, where does he practice a lot? Solo queue.
Right.
He is new to this team. He's an old team player, but he definitely doesn't have as many scrims as he used to. He just may not have a chance to actually play Kassadin, because you're very rarely going to get him in solo queue. So he may just be uncomfortable with him. You have to play him in normal games for like the comfort games. Then eventually you can bust him out in scrims and bust him out in tourney play. But it's really hard to practice the super OP champions if they're that perma-banned.
Well, speaking of super OP champions, we're about to see a couple of them locked in here for LMQ. Looks like Vasily looking to bring that farm game back with a pick on an Orianna. So that is the champion that he did break the world record for CS. I think it was 400 CS at 23 minutes.
It's pretty good.
It was a little bit ridiculous.
That's pretty damn good.
We're going to see his farm machine start up in the mid lane, and it's going to be a Lee Sin picked up for No Name in the jungle. Whereas you look over to Cognitive, and they have
a team. Okay, this is still kind of like a rush forward team because they have Elise who can dash to targets with Repel, Lulu who will enhance her speed or that of allies, and of course Quinn, Singe combined. They both have really good movement speed ups. And they can chase people down very effectively. The issue is you have to have a reason to chase someone down. You have to be scary when you chase someone down. This is like the Zerg comp, but there is no setup. There is only the chase down. So if they catch one person out on their own, that one person will go down. Like, you can't really outrun a Singe with Lulu speed up. But if it's one person or if it's an entire team fight, then they don't really have a whole lot. Syndra with the burst going to be... There we go. Gragas being locked in the last second. Syndra would have just had no defense there. They would have just rushed her down.
And that means that it is actually going to be a support Lulu? Yeah, switching it down there for body drop. And that's, while that may look a little bit confusing, Nubby Pooh Bear is one of the best Gragas players out there. So he was very well known for Gragas, but hasn't actually gotten to play that a lot more recently because he hasn't actually been playing a lot more recently.
Yeah, Nubby Pooh Bear, he's an old school name going way back to Orbit, which is now has evolved to Cloud9 now after many player swaps. They're still keeping high elimination from the old squad. So yeah, Nubby Pooh Bear is an old school player. Definitely someone fun to watch. He has a lot of cool niche picks like the Syndra, but his Gragas is incredibly solid nonetheless.
All right, and that's going to be our final lineups for both teams. It's going to be LMQ with a, I guess, fairly standard roster. They don't actually like to go for a lot of weird picks. They're just playing it safe. I guess better safe than sorry for them because they actually need to pick up some wins. They're currently sitting at 3rd place in their division, and with Curse Academy out ahead of just about everybody, they're definitely the team to beat, and we'll get to see them play after this one. For now, it's LMQ taking on the new Cognitive roster. We'll have that game and 2 more after it coming your way when NACL continues. But before we get there, we're going to have to go to a quick commercial break. And before we go to that break, we're going to have to shout out our sponsors. You can check them out right down below the screen. It's Loot Crate for $13.37 a month. You can get crates of loot sent straight to you, straight to your door with all kinds of Gamer Geek goodies and swag. And you can check out all of the stuff you can find in those crates of loot by clicking the link right down below the screen and heading over to lootcrate.com. You can also click on the Baby Bird Jesus down there and head over to phoenixcollection.com where you can check out all of their impeccably crafted gaming peripherals, mice, mouse pads, keyboards, and headsets. All some of the best the money can buy. So head over to phoenixcollection.com and check them out.
Of course, there is LOL class where you and some of your peers can have a very direct, very personal class taught by an LCS or Challenger Pro. Some class examples we've had is Sneaky teaching Draven. We've had Hotshot GG teaching LeBlanc play, and it's fantastic. It's a really cool interactive experience. The classes are not massive. You can ask questions. The pros will be able to directly respond. It's a very cool, not quite one-on-one, but close to it experience, and you get to learn the ins, the outs, the extremes of the champions and the favorites of the pros. But with that, we've got LMQ, iBUYPOWER, Tiansu going up against Cognitive Gaming for the first.
Sunlight is not enough. We could burn like a flame through the atmosphere. Yeah. Starlight, it's calling us. Leave the ghosts of our past in the stratosphere. Oh yeah, yeah, it's calling us. It's calling us. It's calling us. It's calling us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's LMQ facing Cognitive. They've got a new roster, and we've got a new game for you guys here at NACL. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm Rapid. I'm here with Studio. We're out onto the Rift for game number 3 of the night.
And of course, we got to go ahead and check. Will we see a level 1 from either side? The answer is a resounding no, unfortunately. Orianna, not the best invader. We could see an invade come out from the side of Cognitive. They do have a very effective level 1 team. Quinn can take the vault, level 1, slow down a target. Have really solid burst effect on a Glitter Lance, and that's possibilities for a kill. They're actually grouped up, so they might go for a late invade. Normally, if you're going to invade and then transfer and just you try to steal the buff, you would go for the red buff. That way the AD carry and support can help out and quickly go bot. But the fact that they're all grouped up here means we might have something a little bit more extreme going on.
Yeah, the group up means that they sacrifice overall map coverage, but if on the off chance you happen to invade through that particular brush, Cognitive just straight up wins. So they're sacrificing the general case for an advantage in the specific case, but probably no invades going to happen for either team.
There are pings onto the red buff of Cognitive, so
oh man,
something could happen, but the question is, will those pings saying, hey, they're over here, or hey, let's go invade. Let's go take that buff. We do see AD carry support going down, so not going to be a full-on invade. Sindri moving forward along with maybe Gragas going for some scouting. It looks like they're going to try and possibly steal that blue buff from the side of LMQ.
Kenny, excuse me. Kenny, are you okay?
I think he's going to have some troubles here as well. The entire enemy team's hunting him down.
You don't
does toss
chase
out the poison
Singe,
trail.
though. Wait, Kenny?
This might be suicidal. Is he going for the level 1 creep cut?
He is. He's trying to proxy farm here at level 1. He's going to die. That is highly unfortunate, but No Name isn't jungling, so...
They can't, they have to kill him right now. They can't walk through the trail. There we go. And there goes Kenny Yu. So, that was a thing.
Now, actually, if you die before, I think it's 4 minutes into the game, you actually... Or is it 2 minutes?
It's 4 minutes. You do get reduced golden experience. The issue is that that's a lot of time wasted. And, well,
he has teleport,
some minions.
But he already blew Flash, and keep in mind, Thea and Xiao is now forced to go back to base, level 1.
All right. So, okay, let's weigh the pros and cons. The pros is that
the pros are LMQ.
A lot of No-name
the cons
time.
are cognitive.
The cons is what the hell was that? Because that really set him far behind. The thing is, Renekton is going to let his lane get pushed now, and he lost more CS than he denied, essentially.
I mean, yeah. Well, he's back in the lane. He is down a death, and Ackerman hasn't gone and bought anything just yet. But at the same time, like, what's Kenny's big plan right here? I can imagine that I mean, CSing with Singe is hard, man.
It is. Well, he does have decent base damage, but you have to worry about that harass or that you might suicide before the 2-minute mark.
He's only yeah, you always have to watch out for that.
You gotta make sure, like, that is a Singe problem. It is very easy to go
you accidentally suicide.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens.
Go too aggressive with the dive, but now he's just
oh
gonna
my
get destroyed.
gosh, holy crap. There's a 2-level advantage.
He's dead.
He's just going to get walked on, and there's Ignite down too, and Ackerman's actually
he might go down to minions.
Death sentence there onto Thien Xiao, forces the flash out of Moore, and now actually Vasily could go down here. He actually is able to use the 90 caliber net to get away from the Glitter Lance, which almost would have killed him. So nice job getting away from there, but we're seeing strengths in top and mid, and more than a strength top lane. It's in a weakness somewhat. So iKennyU.
This is a 900 gold lead, 4 minutes in. Quinn has a whopping 10 CS. She had 3 earlier compared to Caitlyn's 15, so she's caught up a tiny bit. But they're just getting destroyed across the lanes. The early pressure did really help out Cognitive, though. Quinn's gotten some CS. The issue was Caitlyn, she has to deal with a lot of poke, a lot of harass. You can see the trade in the bot lane. Vasily can constantly trade like that versus Quinn, and Quinn has to go very all-in, spend a lot of mana, spend her cooldowns to actually deal damage to Caitlyn. If not, it's just a horribly one-sided lane, as Quinn does have a below-average range of 525 for an AD carry.
All right, so Kenny may be having some struggles up here, and I think he'll continue to do that for probably a while. This is definitely going to have to be that suicide Singe strategy, because Ackerman's just going to kill him over and over again at this point. And the last auto attack, and
there he goes.
There he goes, 0-3 now.
His value has gone down. He is getting giving away less gold per death than he was before. The thing is, they try to build a mechanic to counter this. Every time I believe Singe gets 1,000 gold, his death counter will be nullified by 1. So he has to keep dying quite often to really play the suicide Singe, the zombie Singe, whatever you want to call it. The style of Singe play where you die a lot, but you
oh my gosh, Xiao just gets dumpstered in that trade, gets that body slam, and with the reduced cooldown, Nubby's going to go back, and there's a barrier popped out there. Where's the explosive cast for the kill? He has to watch out there, but the counter kill coming in there. It's actually Nicolette and Nori versus No Name in the jungle. Repel trying to dodge away from the Sonic Wave resonating strike. He's going to go down. No, Nubby! Just in the nick of time, Liquid and Nori makes it out alive.
That safety barrel, that was one more auto attack from Lee Sin. The passive did wear off, so unfortunately for No Name, could not secure the kill. And that was really well played by No Name to survive that long. It's a hard trade for Lee Sin because it's hard to land that resonating strike onto an Elise in the first place.
Well, and Liquid and Nori actually used the Venomous Bite first, and that pulls all the Spiderlings forward in front of him as a defensive shield against that Sonic Wave.
Rush in the mid line, looking for kill. iBUYPOWER does land the death sentence.
Command Shockwave as well, just pulling him all over the place. And one more auto attack's going to be enough, and there it is. Little Gears coming out there from Zhao, picking up his first kill of the game.
Well, it looks like the snowball has actually stopped a little bit it's still in favor of LMQ. This is still definitely their game right now. They have control, but it's no longer bleeding out all over the map for Cognitive. Gragas did go down mid lane, but that required the roam. Caitlyn is being zoned out a tiny bit, but when Lulu retreats, you can see Vasili's like he's ready to go forward at any point.
Kenny's just like, hey, Inori.
I think they're gonna do essentially a blind dragon at this point.
Well, I mean, you can blind the dragon, but it doesn't actually stop his attacks from dealing damage because you can't inflict status effects.
They will kill a dragon very quickly because Quinn is actually really effective at it early on. The problem is, will they get killed themselves?
I'm sorry, but No Name is not going to have anything to do with this. He is just going to walk in here. There's actually 4 people, all 5 members of the team are here. No Name smites it away. There's going to be the repel onto Moore, but LMQ can just walk away. Oh, the fling in from Kenny. Rest in peace. Moore is going to be in the doghouse for now. Goes down, and a kill for Dragon.
A kill for Dragon, and looking up top lane, you can see the Renekton, the Gators having some fun up there. Already trying to cut that
He's in
second
PvE
turret.
mode.
Yeah, he is not even going for the push. He is just denying experience, denying gold. So he's going to be a beefy, like, farmed out Renekton, 61 to 31 CS in the top lane versus Singe, who is almost level 6. Almost.
All right. Well, the synergy between single drop and body drop maybe needs to upgrade to, like, double drop, like double lift. But one drop is just not enough for that Quinn down there. And while she hasn't died, she is starting to get a little bit behind in CS. Actually, not as far behind as I would have expected. Red buff stolen away, being given over to Ackerman up top. He is
going to kill iKennyU
he's
the
gonna
second he can.
Make Kenny his Mikasa up there. I don't know. It's
Kenny's not even level 6. He can't even pop the Singe Jolt. Does not have boots. So Renekton, who does have the base, will be able to very easily keep up in pace. This is... I'm frowning so much right now. There goes some damage onto iKennyU. Not going to go for the full kill quite yet. Needs to get some early harass down first. And, well, it's the clock is ticking for iKennyU. Ignite's up, Dominus is up, a full combo from Ackerman, especially if it gets a rage, will destroy him. And Caitlyn's not doing that badly in CS, but that's because Moore roamed to mid lane. And now that Moore's back in the bot lane, Caitlyn's doing really well in CS. Caitlyn is trashing Quinn in CS.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. There we go. So mid lane double buffs there on a Zhao. Explosive cast, but no body slam to land for the slow. No Name now is going to go in on to Kenny. He doesn't even follow. He knows not to chase Singed.
Yeah, the ultimate is popped, and oddly enough, that's almost like a death sentence for Singe because if he goes back top lane without the ultimate, Ackerman just kills him anyways. So they're really not scared of Singe. They're not scared of him cutting the waves. He just doesn't have the mobility nor the HP. Why is Zhao being yanked to the mid lane, though?
All right, well, it's going to be Zhao 1v3, but with no explosive cask and a nice command distance trying to escape there. I don't think they're necessarily going to stop. Wow, they do. They back off, not wanting to go too far for that dive. Cocoon does land on a Zhao. Is that Venomous Bite enough? Barrel comes out, but it won't land, and Barrier will be good enough to barrierly get him out alive.
Yeah, Wai Zhao just kind of walked out of that fight, unfortunately for Sage. Did not have the ultimate, did not have Ghost Up, did not have any chance of locking down poor Orianna, who just popped the distance, was safe, A-okay, and really no danger because Cass was down, no Singe Jolt, no chase, no fling. Bot turret now being pressured, Caitlyn going for a more aggressive push. Renekton has taken the top turret as well. All across the map, things are looking in favor of LMQ. I believe our record so far for fastest NACL game is 20 minutes based off of surrender. We might have a new record based off Nexus being destroyed if the game keeps up this pace. Singe is completely irrelevant to the game right now. 40 CS, level 6. He's not the scary Singe you cannot chase. He's the one Singe who, even if he's in the fight, you don't really care that much yet.
All right, well, we do have laning phase lasting for just a little bit longer, but at this rate, it's probably not going to last for as long as Cognitive need it to. They are substantially behind, down 4,000 gold at the 10-minute mark, but with Nubby 2-1, you got to look towards that guy to maybe put his carry pants on here. It's a rough game so far for Cognitive. They've got also a deathless performance from their jungler, Liquid Inori, who was down a little bit in CS, has gotten that back to now being only down 10, but he has that Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, so looking for maybe fast objectives, but with the first one being stolen away, let's see what they can do for objective number 2.
Objective number 2 is going to be ganking the bot
Wait,
lane.
Thien Chao's just going to throw it on the bird, and with the teleport coming in here, Kenny's going to try to run in there too, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get in there in time. Plus, No Name's just going to come around the corner and just drag it and kick somebody either into the turret. Yeah, there goes Singe. He is in there. The Ignite's down, and No Name gets dropped by single drop and gets out alive, gets popped by the ball. Zhao says, no, get over here. Takes him down. And with 2 kills, now it's up to Liquid and Nori. The body slam in from NABIPOWER, though, picks him up his 3rd kill of the game. And while the rest of Cognitive may be trying as hard as they can to, I don't know, make it hard, take a trip back to base the hard way, NABIPOWER, he's on point this game, 3-1-0. But he's down 40 CS.
That is his issue. That was the early thresh pressure. Orion just auto-attacking to gain that lead. But I mean, they're behind, and I'm giving them a lot of trouble for being this far behind. However, they still have really good base values. The damage on Elise, of course, is based off percentage for some of it. So they have DPS, they have burst. They can still kill squishy targets like Lee Sin, who has not built in any defensive items yet outside of a Doran's Blade. They can still burst down someone like Vasily, who will be squishy the entire game. It's just that once Ackerman decides to roam from the top lane, I'm assuming he's going to build something defensive after this Ravenous Hydra's been completed, which it has. As soon as the Ravenous Hydra Renekton comes down, that's where lanes and just the game gets terrifying. LMQ is playing a 4v5 right now. They're giving up Ackerman. He's just staying up top lane, farming and pushing.
Ackerman is godlike at this point, both before and after this game. 2 kills for him, and he's a good 60 CS, doubling up iCannyU.
That's really what's scary about this. Just Ackerman, there's nothing stopping him. He's going to be most likely first to level 11, and a level 11 early for Renekton, top of the Dominus.
Ooh, Vasily though, he's taking a bunch of damage. No Name's just okay. Well, that was a little bit of a rough Sonic wave. He's blind. He couldn't see the minion there. Turrets are starting to fall top lane, and I'm pretty sure Ackerman's just going to take this top inhibitor, and I don't think there's a whole lot that iCannyU can do about it. Single Drop's going to get a nice knock up there from that Wild Growth, but it's up to No Name to stay alive and also probably to pick up a few kills here. One taken down there, lands it on to body drop the command Shockwave, locking it down. Safeguard over there to Vasily, who will get taken out by Liquid and Nori. Barrel over the wall, NABIPOWER barrels there, but is it going to be enough to turn this around? Not able to take down Zhao barrel to come out. Nice barrier there for Zhao, but the body slam coming off cooldown here in just a second. There it is, picking up the shutdown. 4-1, Nabi finally falling there. Some nice shutdown goal there going to No Name, who finally will take him out.
iCannyU denying the top lane push under Renekton. You cannot push that top inhibitor. You don't have any minions to push with.
Well, if Ackerman had built tanky, he could have just like tanked the turret and taken it out over time. But
possible. Well, there's regeneration.
There's
now.
regen now,
Yeah,
so
that would stop it and make it a lot harder. And No Name is taken out by the Quinn ultimate. Quinn, of course, one of the best chasers in the game, just because she gets incredibly high movement speed from her ultimate.
And she doubles her attack bonus passive. So
the problem really is that she's a melee hero at that point, or a melee champion. She cannot actually survive any team fights, but she can chase people incredibly well.
All right,
Dragon being taken now. They can probably secure this as No Name's not there. No Smite skilled away now.
If Ackerman goes back to top lane, I'm gonna have some serious questions about that. Okay, well with Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, you do a ton of damage to Dragon, but it's gonna be up to him to try to outsmite this. Gets the Dragon, but probably won't be making it out of here alive. Repels down, goes down. LMQ off to an 11-7 lead.
Really, really cool play from Ackerman there. He actually used Dice as at least was repelling down to try and get himself to a better position. Hook on to NABIPOWER. NABIPOWER going down incredibly quickly. 6K gold lead for LMQ. I mean, they are getting into some fights after LMQ plays aggressively, plays really far forward. They're picking up kills. They're getting some gold, especially with iCannyU now trying to solo the top lane again. But the problem for Cognitive is they're just so far behind in minions and in gold, in overall effectiveness. Yeah, they have ultimates that can burst people down, that can chase people down, like we've seen Quinn do, like we've seen NABIPOWER do on Gragas. But it's really only Gragas that does damage, and right now it's primarily with his ultimate or using Body Slam and Barrel Conjunction, which is incredibly risky. More taken down very low, though.
More.
A bit too aggressive.
And there's the slow coming off from the giant growth. More will go down here. There's the repel. And wait, actually, whoa, my gosh, still alive in the back. It's Vasily coming in there with a kill on a single drop. Now body drop being the second drop in a row there. And as he does fall, to think of another word for drop there, LMQ off to a 3-0 team fight win. I don't even know if I want to call that a team fight. It was just one person getting caught out after another.
That was an ambush. That was a stick up as far as I'm concerned. They're pushing in the bot turret now. The inhibitor should be going down in a few seconds. iCannyU open the mid lane now.
Nubby's here.
Across the way.
Vasily's got
a barrier. So That might be the bait.
Oh, and even the burst combo there from Nubby wasn't enough to take him down. The barrier did keep him in there. Death Sentence, though, on to Liquid, and Nori tries to get that repel. Ackerman actually pretty low right now. He's going to flash away from that barrel. Now Nubby Pooh Bear, he's got some damage, but is it enough? There's actually the dive through. Vasily dies. Single drop goes down like a rock. And now with Ackerman in full retreat, how many kills will Kenny be able to pick up here? You know, he's been picking up deaths all game long, and now finally looking to make some money back for himself. Command Shockwave doesn't even complete before Zhao Wei Zhao dies, and that's a 4-for-2 trade.
4-for-2 trade. Lee Sin still being chased down, actually. This fight isn't quite over. Kenny Yu came in late to the fight, had maximum
Kenny
HP,
just
max mana.
TP to try to stop No Name. He wants to recall there in the bush. Kenny just walks right on by. No Name, he's recalling. He's right there. And oh, the Glitter Lance in, scouts him out. The barrel over the or the barrel does not kill him. Ignite's burning him down over the wall, but Nubby, he needs one. Oh my gosh. All right.
It makes it. He survives the Singe teleport chase. And like, all right, LMQ did stay too long, but they still got the inhibitor for it. Like, the problem for LMQ isn't so much that they'll lose one team fight, it's they'll lose the follow-up team fight after all of Cognitive has a respawn, because they still respawn in 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And if you're right by their base, which they're pushing inhibitors, so they are, they'll make it back to the fight ASAP. As Nubby Poober just tossed a barrel at body drop for, I guess, for some fun. He has the Athenes, he has the mana.
I mean, he's 5-3, so if you're looking for performances to call out, he's definitely not one of them. Positive, doing very well in lane against one of the most accomplished laners in NACL. Zhao Wei Zhao, a monster at farming, though, does have that 50 CS advantage.
That CS advantage has shrunk down a bit, so LMQ going straight for the Baron, deciding, all right, no more fun. Let's just go ahead and snag this objective. No Name did have the Smite War one last time, so we'll see if they can lock it down.
Yeah,
it's an 1820 Baron. This is so early.
Yeah,
it's shredding right
it's not quite the 15-minute Baron. That's how you know something may be working a little bit badly. Now, Nubby Pooh Bear needs to get off that explosive cask. He throws it in there. The barrel's still looking to steal it, but No Name able to take it down and just reject that steal right off the bat. It's one death on a body drop, and Nori's going to fall here, but a double kill there. Vasily now picking up some kills for himself. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead, and only Nubby makes it out alive.
All right, you have to give credit to IKDU in that fight. He actually managed to fling with No Name over the wall to try and escape himself, but Vasily just too powerful. And that was just the incredibly high damage, incredibly high burst of Wei Zhao at this point. He has a death cap, Athenes, and Holy Grail. You get that early, it's phenomenal. No one has any magic resist. They're going for the game ending right now. This will be the fastest win yet. They have a minute to try and lock it in, but, well, Cognitive's up.
The pre-30-minute surrender now going to come out, and that is going to do it for our first time that these teams play here tonight. I don't know what to say about that game other than that was somewhat one-sided.
Well, I mean, they had some plans. You have to give Cognitive credit for having plans. Were they good plans? That's a different conversation. I don't know if the Singe dying at the 2-minute mark, the zombie rush was that effective, but it was funny, so I'll give them credit for that.
So credit for some innovation, but probably not in the way that you want to see necessity being the mother of invention there. It's iKennyU with a 0-5 score, 5 assists, so at least he was providing some help for the rest of his team. But that is going to do it for the first battle here tonight between LMQ versus Cognitive. We'll see the same teams play against one another in the last game of the night, but next up it's going to be Complexity Black taking on Curse Academy in what should be one of the best games of the night. So don't go anywhere. We'll have Call Black taking on Curse A when NACL returns right after this.